Despite this model already having been molded in pleasing colors, I'll be painting this model for two reasons. First, I intend to install interior lighting to this model, but as you can see, the plastic is translucent. The building will glow, so layers of paint will help make it more opaque and limit the lighting to just the windows. The second reason to paint the model is because the nature of plastic itself. Even though it's been cast in these nice colors, it has that shine, that plasticky shine to it. Even the ivory has that shine to it. I skipped ahead a bit so I can show you a comparison. This wall I have already painted so you can see the difference. There's no shine. The paint has dried nice and flat. There are several different ways to paint this model. This industrial looking version of the Ashmore model was built by one of my favorite modelers, Jason Jensen of Jason Jensen Trains. He used a combination of readily available spray paints. As well as chalk paints and common craft paints to great effect. For my model though, I will be using my airbrush. But before we do that, I've got to remove all these sprues first. But these snap and pop out easy enough. I'll just need to file it smooth after. There we go, nice and smooth. Since acrylic paints have gotten really good, I'm giving Vallejo paint a try. I'm priming the model with their white primer since I'll be following that up with their ivory color. That should help it show up better. Alright, so this sprue has all the windows and doors on it. And there are 6 of these sprues, and they're all identical. But the thing is that they have the ground floor windows and doors are for different eras, so I'm not going to be using all of these. So I need to figure out which of these I'm going to use, because I really don't want to paint the whole thing. That's going to be a lot of paint for a lot of unused parts. A really neat thing that Walthers did with the Ashmore Hotel is provide windows and doors for the ground floor that are era specific. Here we have part 17 and 17A. What exactly is the difference with that? And let's see, here's the 1900 era's front door. This wall sconces I really like. These are pretty neat. These light sconces for a light, that's pretty neat. And then here's 17A. It's the same thing, but it has these planter boxes in the front, so that's pretty cool. And then the windows, it's upside down. There we go. And then this is the windows for that. Then we also have 1950s era. And that is the era that has this interesting revolving door. So, yeah, here's the 1950s era window. And then here is the part for the revolving door. So that's fun. And then they also have the modern era, first floor. Things seem to be simplified a little bit, and it has this really interesting full-length awning. And let me see, that would be this one. This one is the door assembly and a big picture window. And then the window itself is a big picture window. So lots to choose from. Different eras to choose from on this sprue. Okay, now it's time to paint the windows. All of these guys. We got sheets and sheets of windows. And here's the Chicago style windows. There are a lot of edges on these castings that need paint on them. So I'm doing 4 coats of primer and paint One pass from the top, one pass from the bottom, another from the right, and then finally a pass from the left. And that should get it all. After the walls have dried for a day, I'm painting the back sides of them black to act as a light barrier so that the interior lighting doesn't shine through the walls, causing the model to glow. And after that dried for a day, I brought back the white. This will reflect the interior lighting back into the interior where it belongs. For this, I used more white primer since I have a lot of it. Okay, so we got the thing primed, we got the back primed, then we put on the black, and then I brought the white back in, so it's looking gray. Now, it's time to bring back the ivory, Vallejo ivory. Can you see the difference at all? The one on the right has the ivory and the one on the left is the primer. Really close. All right, next is the trim, which appears on the Watts building to be this blue-green color. Okay, so for the trim, I'm going to be using Vallejo turquoise. So on these windows, I just want to get the very little of this casting is shown, so I just want to get the frames. There we go. Yeah. Just the edges. And then of course the center bar there. Alrighty. And then at some point I'll need to flip it over to get the other side. Maybe the 4 cardinal directions. Make sure that we're getting all the inside. I really want to get the inside of those. All right. So let's have at it. So I have the front door with the new addition to it. Cool. This Vallejo turquoise is actually turning out really nice. I was afraid it was going to be really bright, but it's actually nice and dark. So I might not have to do much in the way of weathering. I thought I was going to have to desaturate it. But it's looking pretty stunning if you ask me. I have some trim that I want to paint on here. Right here we got this here, and we got this here, and some more up here. But one thing I'm not good at is hand painting straight lines. I'm not good at that at all. So I'm not going to even try. What I am good at is taping straight lines. So I'm going to use some masking tape here. And I'll be taping this off. Let's see here. Tape's a little wide. Okay, now that will be straight. have some special work I want to do. Right here, I want to paint this strip here. There's some resemblance to that. It's a building there, or no, there, just below the very top windows. We got this strip of color going here. So that means I have to get the masking tape to go around these columns here. So it's going to take a little bit of working. So we are all maxed up for the center section here. I just used regular copy paper. Okay, well, I'm not happy with how this tape performed. It's coming up everywhere. So I'm not too terribly confident. But let's see what we got. I don't know how old this bottle is, but it don't cost no 35 cents these days. Anyway, I'm going to paint these doors with Tester's brass. Golly, I think we're finally done with the painting. I really like how the ivory and the ochre has worked out. And this turquoise should be stunning. I'm kind of test fit a couple pieces here. It should be, well, the camera's really pushing the saturation of this. It's actually a little darker than this, but that's looking mighty nice. So I think I can finally start assembling this model. We've got to put in all these windows, and that is a lot of windows. So let's get at it. Okay, so far so good. Everything's painted up nicely. Now comes the task of installing all of those window frames and glass panels. But I also got some more custom modifications to make and another paint session to catch everything that was missed the first time. So buckle up for some more high-speed video builds. All right, see you then.